my channel. I'm really excited for today's video. It is going to be another makeup empties video. I've been filming these on my channel about every bi-monthly. I think it maybe has only been like 6 weeks since my last one, but I have another 18 products to share with you guys today of makeup empties. Do you guys hear the construction outside? Literally every time I sit down to film. Okay, I applied more gloss, but we might just have to deal with the construction sounds. I have another 18 makeup empties to share with you guys. I actually have quite a few primers to share with you guys, which is really exciting because I feel like my primer category was one that was really getting out of control. So I'm really excited to have worked through some primers. I may have picked up another primer that you guys might see in an upcoming haul or a testing new makeup video, but you guys know I love primers and love testing new primers, so it's really exciting for me to have worked through some primers to make room in my collection for testing more, or to just make me feel overall better about the inventory number of this category. But I have been tracking my makeup empties and how much they cost, how many I am at for the year, and my goal is to have 100 makeup empties by the end of the year. I will say I feel like this year has proven a little bit difficult. I feel like my eyes were out of focus. I will say this year has definitely proven difficult with the whole mask situation, but I still work 5 days a week and I'm wearing a full face to work because I enjoy makeup. I feel like with the way that the world is right now and just the scope of life, makeup is one thing that is like has remained a constant and makes me like happy, makes me excited, makes me feel creative, takes my mind off things. So I do a full face of makeup just about every day. So I feel like I've made really good progress and I'm excited to share with you. So if you're interested in seeing the makeup products that I have recently used up and then hear a little bit about where I am at kind of with my yearly goals for makeup empties, as well as how much like dollar value I've used up in makeup so far this year, this crazy year of 2020, stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you leave. I do post a minimum of 4 times a week. I love to post project pan videos. I also love hauling makeup, and I am trying to get back into like testing new makeup style videos, and also I want to start doing get ready with me videos where I just open up a little bit more about myself and my life, because I feel like there's some things that could be super relatable. So if any of that interests you, don't forget to subscribe before moving on. And other than that, let's just jump into this video. So let's start with the primer category because I have actually so many that I have finished. So I'm going to start with these two because while these are now empty, they aren't necessarily 100% finished. So I have the Flower Beauty In Your Prime Illuminating Primer as well as the MAC Strobe Cream. One of you guys commented on my 20 and 2020 update that the strobe cream was just too much for you in terms of like a facial product and recommended putting it into a body lotion to make it more of a shimmery body lotion. And I loved that idea. So I actually mixed both of these together in one of my body lotions. It's my Soap and Glory like coconut drench or water drench body lotion. So these two are now empty and mixed into that lotion, and I'm actually pretty close to being done with that lotion. I think I'll be done with that lotion in a couple of months. So I'm comfortable with calling these empties, but if you're wondering why I was able to go through some of these so quickly or why I have so many empty primers, part of it is because I'm cheating, if you'll consider it cheating, a little bit with putting it into my lotions. But very excited to move both of these out of my collection because they just weren't favorites. Both of them were getting really old in my collection. And when I'm going for an illuminating primer, I want something that gives me a glow to the skin but isn't super artificial looking, and I feel like both of these were a little bit just too much. So I'm excited to have moved those out. I also finished up my deluxe size of the Laura Mercier Pure Canvas Primer. This was the blurring one. This is really, really nice. I just think that this is better suited to someone who has more oily skin or someone who really has enlarged pores and wants to really fill the pores in. For me, this was just a little bit heavy for me. I don't feel like I have super enlarged pores, especially since I have introduced niacinamide into my skincare routine, and I use it at least one time a day. So for me, I would not repurchase this. I think the full size of this is $38. The mini was $20. Again, I thought it was a nice primer, but for me, I have other pore filling primers that I prefer over this that feel a little bit more hydrating for my more normal to dry skin. So I personally wouldn't purchase this, but I do think it is a nice primer. And I think if you have very enlarged pores or oily skin, I think that this would be a nice option for you. And then a primer I am so happy to say goodbye to is this one from Origins. It's their Original Skin Pore Perfecting Cooling Primer with Willow Herb. So first of all, this just kind of smells like alcohol when you like foam it out, and I get that's probably because of the way that it's preserved in the packaging, but I just didn't enjoy this primer, and I really thought I was going to, so I was really let down by this. You guys know I love my First Aid Beauty primers. Truly, if I only had the 3 First Aid Beauty primers in my collection, I know I could make it work with primers, but again, I really like to test new primers. This just wasn't a hit for me, and I had pulled this into my most recent Shop My Stash because I have heard that this one does go bad pretty quickly within its shelf life, and it has a shelf life of, I can't find it on here, either 6 to 12 months. So I really wanted to make sure I focused on this and got this out of my collection before it did go bad. And this is finally done. This does retail for $32, which I think is, I mean, I guess for like higher end primers, maybe not that much, but I personally would never repurchase this, and I don't feel like I would recommend this. It has a nice cooling sensation to the skin, but in terms of like pore perfecting, I really didn't notice much of a difference. It had a slight tack to the skin, but there are just a lot better primers out on the market in my opinion. Plus this is an aerosol can, which is not good for the environment, so would not be a repurchase from me. And then, oh, I also finished off this little mini guy. This is the Smashbox Vitamin Glow Primer. It was just a little trial size. I actually have another one of these to get through. This is fine, but to me this feels like a more of a gel-based moisturizer rather than a primer. So someone also gave me the recommendation to try and finish up my Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Primer as a moisturizer, and that's been working really well for me. I'm not sure if it's causing chin acne by clogging my pores, or if it's just the whole mask situation. I actually ordered some more masks. I should have a haul. I'm gonna have 2 hauls this month, but I do have a haul. I ordered some of the I ordered some masks off of Ulta, and I'm really excited because right now I've been cycling through like 3 masks and working 5 days a week. It's really hard to kind of keep the masks clean. So I'll be honest, there's days where I like rewear a mask without washing it. So it's probably causing a lot of bacteria. Anyway, I do have one more deluxe size of this, and I think I'll use it more as a moisturizer rather than a primer, because usually when I use this as a primer, I was mixing it with something else. This didn't really offer a tack or anything to the skin, which is something I really like to look for in my primers. So this isn't something that I would purchase in a full size, and honestly, I really wouldn't recommend this as a primer. So in terms of dollar value, I counted this as, I think, $8.33, just based on the amount of product that you get in here versus the cost of a full size. So that was it for primer. I have 2 concealers that I finished off. I finally finished off my Josie Mayron Vibrancy Concealer, which I'm super excited about. I did decide not to pull the stopper out of this one just because I didn't care enough to do that. This one was a lot more yellow toned, and for me, I like a really neutral tone, even possibly leaning a little bit cool toned. So this just was not a favorite of mine. I felt like this really sunk into my lines and even set. I just wasn't a fan of this concealer. This actually retailed for $28. I bought this probably 2 years ago, and I don't remember paying 28 bucks for it. Would not repurchase. I know that there are some people that love this concealer. I think this is one of Jamie Page's favorite concealers. Not a fave for mine, not one that I would personally repurchase. And then I also finished off my Jouer Essentials High Coverage Liquid Concealer. I don't know if I just used this last summer more than I remember, or if like my daughter got into this and used some of this, but I feel like I went through this so quickly. Like I pulled this into my Shop My Stash, and I did not expect that I was gonna like pull it in and finish it up, but I even pulled the stopper out of this one. I've been like scraping at the sides. I maybe, like, if I went around the rim of this, could get like a couple more uses out of it, but sometimes going around the rim just like makes me feel, first of all, the word rim. I am so immature. But it just makes me feel like it's a little bit dirty. I've used pretty much everything I can out of this concealer, so I am calling it good. I enjoyed this concealer, but to be honest with you, I just have other concealers that I prefer over this one. I really like the Hourglass one if you're looking for a more full coverage concealer, but you can sheer it out if you go super light with it. I also have really been enjoying the, I think it's the Woke. Yes, the Alma Beauty Woke or Stay Woke concealer. I've really been enjoying this, even though I don't think I have the perfect shade match for me. I love that concealer. I've also fallen head over heels for the Kosas concealer, so this just isn't like a necessity for me to repurchase. But if you like a more full coverage concealer but Tarte Shape Tape is too heavy for you, this may be worth checking out. I still think it's a nice concealer. I just personally have other concealers that I prefer over this one, which is why I would not repurchase. I do have 3 mascaras. You guys know I like to cocktail my mascaras, and I usually have about 3 to 4 open at a time. And these 3 have finally hit their expiration date. Sorry, I have a brow product. These 3 have finally hit their expiration date. So first up, I have the Ilia Beauty Limitless Mascara. I just have the mini in this. Favorite mascara of all time. This is totally worth, I would pay full price for this. I am on a mascara no buy for the year because I am trying to slowly work my way through my mascara collection, but next year I absolutely will purchase this in a full size. I am absolutely in love with this. This just does so much. It has such a unique wand, in my opinion. One that just, it's a rubber bristle wand, and each side just has something different to it. So I think it gives you like the trifecta of everything that I'm looking for: length, volume, and curl. And I was just absolutely blown away by the Ilia mascara. I highly recommend it. Also, the Milk Kush mascara I really like, but now that I've tried NARS Climax and then went back to Milk Kush, I think I prefer the NARS Climax. I feel like both offer me really good volume, but I feel like I get less smudging with the NARS. I feel like this tube, maybe it was just this tube, maybe I need to go back to the waterproof Milk mascara, but I felt like I got a lot of smudging or transfer with this one, and I just don't remember, and I just didn't love it like I remember loving my Milk Kush mascaras in the past. So when I am off my mascara restrictions, I do plan to purchase the Ilia and the NARS Climax. And then the L'Oreal Voluminous Carbon Black Mascara has just been a staple in my collection since like 2015 or 2016. This offers a lot of volume to the lashes. It's super, super black, and this is usually like my last step in my mascara cocktail. I just finish it off with this, and I absolutely love it. So I finished this off. This retails for $8.99, and if I didn't mention, the Ilia Mini retails for $13, and the Milk Mini retails for $12. For this little guy, I finished off the trial size of the D-Bronzy Anti-Pollution Sunshine Drops from Drunk Elephant. I love these. I actually mixed these with my sunscreen today to start out with a more bronzy base, and then I went over it with my Cosmetic CC cream. I'm not sure I'm like 100% loving my complexion products today. I used the Kaleidos Escape Pod on my eyes today and had a lot of fun with that, but in terms of like complexion, not sure I'm feeling it. This I counted as $8.33, just again based on the amount of product you get in this versus a full size. What else? I have quite a few lip products that I finished up. So I finally found my Glow Recipe Lip Pop, and I used this until I would have to scrape at it, and I'm just not gonna, I know there's a lot of products still left down in here. I don't have a spatula, and I don't want to scrape my fingernails into this for this product, so I'm comfortable calling this as an empty. This was $22. This was nice. I just don't think it's worth $22. If this was like $12 to $14, I would repurchase. It did have a really nice gentle exfoliating aspect to it, and it gave the lips a really nice like baby pink tint to the lips, but I just don't think it's worth $22, especially for the amount that you're getting in this. I also finished off this little mini guy from Tower 28. This is their Lip Shine On Lip Jelly, and this was the clear. I now have a full size of this. I'm counting this as $2 because I bought this in the set where you got the blush and the, sorry for those construction noises again. You got the blush and you got the little mini lip gloss, and the blush normally retails for $20 and the set was $22, so I'm just gonna count this as $2. Next, I have this little lip gloss from Dose of Colors. I have scraped at this. Because this is a mini, I'm not gonna pull out the stopper. It just gets so messy with lip glosses to pull out the stopper. So really the only lip products I plan to pull the stopper out on are like the Fenty Gloss Bombs, because when you pull out the stopper on those, you truly have so much more product left at the end of those. But I am picky about which products I pull my stoppers out of, and this one to me just wasn't worth it. I bought this in a set of 4 and it was $25, so I believe I counted this as like $8.33 maybe, something around there. I'd have to reference my notes, and my notes aren't near me. And then I also finished off my last remaining Milk Kush lip balm. This was in the shade Bubble, and I'm sure I could scrape my fingers in to get a little bit more out of this, but it's just not worth it to me. These were fine, but these did nothing to truly nourish the lips. So if I had dry lips, it's not like I felt like I could use this product to kind of revive my lips, which is really something I need in a balm and I look for in a balm. So this is not something that I would repurchase. I've had like 3 in the past. I really do like the shade Nug and Canatonic, so I would actually maybe purchase those 2 again, but there's just better balms on the market. I also finished off this from the Brow Gal. This is their Instant Brow Hair Tinted Brow Gel with microfibers. They have a couple of different styles of the wand. This was just the straight wand, and this retails for $22. I liked this, but I personally prefer either the Milk Kush brow gel or the Boy Brow from Glossier, so I would not repurchase this. I also did my best to get as much as I could out of this Stila Mini. This was their Glitter and Glow in the shade Embellish. This came in a 3-pack for $25, so again, I think I counted this as like somewhere between $8 and $9. Again, I'd have to reference my notes, but this is Deadzo. And then finally, I finished off the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Mist. This is really nice and something that I definitely would consider repurchasing again in the future. I think this is a really nice one if you are kind of doing your makeup and you've reached a point where you're feeling just a little bit cakey and a little bit heavy. I just miss this on my face. It's not something that I feel like competes with like MAC Fix Plus in terms of like actually melting your powders into your skin, but if you just feel like you need a little bit of a cooling or just a little bit of a refresh while you're like halfway through your makeup, I like this. And I also like this as a priming spray as well. This retails for $22. I really am interested in their, I feel like they have like a hyaluronic, like I feel like they have like a glow waterfall, maybe like a blue spray that I'm interested in trying. So if you guys have tried that one, let me know, or maybe I'm just crazy and imagining that. But I did finish this off, and this retails for $12. And that is the end of the empties for my makeup empties the last 6 months or 6 weeks or so. So let's get into where we sit now that we only have 4 months left in the year to reach our goals. Okay, so I kind of went through bit by bit how much each of the individual products retailed for. So in terms of all of the products that I used up 18 makeup products. As of the last update, I was at 47 total on the year, so we were up to 65 empties for the year, meaning that I need to use between 8 and 9 products to hit my goal of 100 in the next 4 months. I need to average 8.75 products, so my goal is to try and complete 9 makeup products each month, which could be a stretch. Really could. I do have some setting sprays that I feel like are like, I'm gonna go through some sprays pretty quickly here. Probably at least 3, so that should be good. And then there'll be a few more mascaras. I'm hoping to finish off a couple more foundations by the end of the year, but this really is going to be a push till the end. My total amount used in the last 6 weeks was $271.03. Up until this point, I was at $866.94. So my new total is $1,137.97. Last year, I used up $1,664.88 worth of product. So in order to kind of reach that same amount, I would need to average $132 worth of used makeup per month through the end of the year. I would love it if I could hit 1,750. And in order to do that, I would have to use up, that doesn't make sense. I would have to use up about $154 worth of makeup per month. So we'll see, you guys. I feel like, I'm getting nervous. Like, I have a couple of foundations I know I can finish, maybe like 2 to 3, but the rest of my foundations I feel like are pretty full. I'm not so sure about finishing up much more for primer, so it's really going to be a push till the end to finish up some of this makeup, but I am still very, very motivated to hit my goal of 100. I would love to hear from you guys. What are your makeup goals? Whether it be now, have they changed from the beginning of the year? Do you have makeup goals? Do you have empty goals? I would love to just hear your overall goals when it comes to makeup in the comments below. But if you've made it till the end of the video, thank you so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting my channel as you always do, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.